My name's Jen. I was diagnosed January 14th, 2021 with breast cancer.
So I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer in October 2020.
1 year ago tomorrow, my journey with cancer started.
My name is Heather McClure, and I was diagnosed in June of 2020 with stage 3 colon cancer.
The day that I found out was a Thursday, and I was in line to pick up my then 4-year-old from preschool, and they called. No one expects to hear that word. And I quickly got out of the pickup line, had words thrown at me that didn't understand, didn't know what they meant, frantically tried to write them all down on a piece of mail that I had.
I took my daughter to the emergency room because she had been very sick and nauseous for several days. And despite a visit to the pediatrician, she still couldn't seem to keep anything down. So we went into the emergency room at Lancaster General, and they did blood work and said that there was a strong possibility that she had leukemia. Within a matter of hours, we were in an ambulance and on our way to AI DuPont Nemours in Wilmington, Delaware, where another battery of blood tests and they, after determining that she should be admitted to oncology, pretty much started that piece of our life.
Had a resection done, and then probably 7 or 8 rounds of chemotherapy, and then the cancer came back. So then I had a cytoreductive HIPEC surgery, and did 6 months of chemotherapy, but then the cancer came back again. So now I'm getting ready to go into radiation treatments.
We met with the doctor and got more information thrown at me. February, I had surgery, and then March of last year, I had radiation. And thankfully, everything is fine now. I'm back to normal, didn't have to go through chemo or anything like that, which was my biggest concern, not because of me, but because how would my daughter process that part of it.
And then finally I went to the OBGYN just to have her do an exam. And surprisingly, she didn't really think anything of it too much since I was still nursing, but she sent me to a breast surgeon to look at it, and but they didn't think it was an emergency, so they made me wait another month to do that. So by October, then she did a biopsy, saw it right away, and thought it was not looking good. So then got all my scans and was pretty shocked that it was full-blown stage 4 breast cancer.
Those were dark days, and I went outside to my porch, and there was this box. And I opened the box, and it was just yellow, and it was bright, and it cheered me up instantly. It was those things that just, some of them were big things, and some of them were little things, but wrapped up in that package was just everything that could make you feel better in some really dark days. And it was special. It made you feel special, because cancer does not make you feel special.
Just knowing that there are people out there who don't even know you, who are encouraging you and supporting you and praying for you and cheering you on is just huge.
Honestly, meant more to me about the box was not like the stuff that was in it. It really was knowing that people were praying, there was scripture, like just knowing that someone else is thinking of you that doesn't even know you.
Gave me the most normal holiday I'd had in, I don't know, the most normal day, literally all I had to do was, everything was wrapped and it just went under the tree, and I woke up literally like a kid on Christmas morning, like, what's in this one? What's in this one? I have no idea. Like, there is, again, it's just so many words, and so many thoughts and so many feelings, and I couldn't even begin to express them all. But what you do then makes us want to do, and it makes us want to give back.
We all need hope. We're all in a different place in our cancer journey. Some of us are, in the beginning, some of us are in the middle, some of us are at the end, but it's constant. And just to always have that hope, that somebody else already went through that experience, and can help you through that, I think is critical for, just surviving any part of this cancer journey. Being able to pick up the phone, text, call, I'm not feeling great, this is going on today. That's part of Radiant Hope. Somebody is always there, always.
It helps you know that you're not alone when you're going through this, because you kind of deal with things like head on. You have a whole bunch in front of you and you just have to make decisions, and to know that other people are just praying for you throughout this whole thing and thinking of you just really helps you get through the hard things.
When I think of Radiant Hope, I think of light. I think of a brightness and a warmth that fills you from the inside out, and it makes you shine. It makes those that give of their time, of their energy, it makes them shine. It's to be corny, it's a warm, fuzzy feeling that doesn't go away, it doesn't dissipate. It makes you want to share with others. You just want to spread it around. It's like a ripple in the water, it just spreads.
I need my children to see that, yes, something really, really crappy, rotten can happen to you. However, it's not all that bad. You get to meet fantastic people. You get to make a difference in maybe somebody else's life. And that is what we're supposed to do. We are in this together, so to speak. So if something bad happened to me, I'm going to turn it around and try to help you so that you don't have to go through this. That is my gift to you.
So when I think of hope, I think that brighter days are coming, that today might be a tough one, but look to tomorrow. Just joy, strength, encouragement, knowing that Radiant Hope is something that to me just stands as something that's bright. Just because today's a tough one, or this month was a tough one, or this year's a tough one, doesn't mean that tomorrow's going to be tough as well.
Okay, I'm already gonna cry. They tell the story better than I do, because this is why we do what we do. Day in and day out, it's making a difference, an everlasting difference. I don't know where in your life you enter into tonight from, but I hope you can hear and see what is happening. This is not a dream. This is not a human's plans. These are not goals achieved or plans derived. This is a redemptive God at work, making a way. If you came tonight thinking they're coincidences in this life, I'd like for you to instead see a miracle, working, healing, God on the move, bringing hope beyond what we could ever ask or imagine, plan, dream, or desire. My name is Joanna Denstadt, and tonight I have the privilege to share with you the story that's been written about the lives that have been changed and about the impact that is in the making for Radiant Hope. Before I share with you, I have some special thanks that I want to give. Steve Wiley at Wiley Dental and Deb Pearson at Pearson Computing, thank you guys for being our main event sponsors tonight. Sponsors at all levels, thank you for supporting us tonight. You truly made this night possible, and we're so grateful. Thank you for all the donated items tonight. Everything was donated to make this night happen. The desserts, the flowers, the drinks, the silent auction items, everything tonight has made this night special. Thank you, Jamie and Keith, for letting us borrow your beautiful place for the evening. To my board of directors, some of you are interspersed throughout here tonight. I cannot thank you enough for your leadership and your stewardship of this organization. Thank you for helping us reach new heights this year, and thank you for your continued vision into changing lives impacted by cancer. To all of you, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing Radiant Hope. Thank you for what you pour into us that allows us to be able to pour out to these people. Thank you for your financial support, your prayers, and your encouragement. It's making a huge difference. And my leadership team, you guys are the hearts behind everything that Radiant Hope is. You're by my side every single day making this mission happen. We've grown this year and we'll continue to, and it's my delight to sit around that table with you. The joys and the sorrows of what we do every day are held so gently by your leadership. So thank you. As a cancer survivor, when I received that anonymous package on my doorstep 7 years ago and had the vision for Radiant Hope, I had no idea what God was going to do. You see, it was never about that standalone package, but it was about the heart behind it and the hope that flows out of it. That box that showed up on my doorstep and the box that shows up on doorsteps of hundreds each year represents far more than some encouraging items. Today, I want to share with you the vision we've always had, the vision to love, support, and encourage beyond the box. Our boxes are our main thing, but not our only thing. We are widely known for these special, unique, anonymous surprises that are sent to cancer survivors and caregivers every month. But today, it's my goal for you to see far more than the box. We call these boxes our seed planters. A seed of hope is planted when each box is requested, prayed over, and sent. I hope tonight to leave you with a vision of who we are, what we desire to be, and how you can partner with us. When you give to Radiant Hope, these are also the programs you're supporting and the lives that you're changing. Your partnership with us also goes beyond the box. I'm astounded at what God can do, who God can use, and how one act of kindness and faithfulness can lead to an entire organization impacting thousands of lives for eternity. So let me walk you through several of the programs that have come out of planting that seed of hope and some of our new initiatives that are in the making. So starting with our Hope Package. Since our establishment in 2015, just 7 short years ago, we have sent close to 3,500 of these to survivors, caregivers, children, families. Through our online form, about 40 of these leave our office every month. These are packed by our Pack Party events led by Amy Anderson. She fields requests, works with hosts, and organizes and sets up box packing parties all over central Pennsylvania. She also heads up our Harvest Hope program, which each fall encourages box packing events with many organizations. Since we started, we've hosted 90 of these events in Pennsylvania. These events allow us to share our story and invite others to serve alongside of us. They are a huge support to Radiant Hope. Each box is requested through our website, packed through our hosted parties, prayed over at our leadership meetings, and then sent out to the mail to doorsteps of cancer survivors and caregivers. Next is our hospital outreach. We have a heart to be with those in the midst of treatment. Our water bottles filled with gift cards, a note of encouragement, and other encouraging small items are given to patients at oncologists and infusion appointments. Since 2019, we've sent 40 of these each month to these locations to total about 1,300 water bottles. We work with social workers to connect to patients and offer hope in the midst of an impossible day. This year, we added Lauren Grace to our team, who will oversee this part of our organization. She works directly with the Cancer Care Center at Penn State Hershey Cancer Institute and with local oncology offices. We will continue to pack these water bottles through our packing events with sports teams, businesses, families, youth groups, and more. And it's our goal to add more local hospital partners, more social workers, and to far expand our reach. We want to get these in the hands of everyone walking into those difficult and life-changing appointments. This small gift of hope allows us to make initial contact with patients who may need other avenues of support. Showing up in the midst of suffering is the beat of our heart, and it starts here, entering right in to where others are and loving them there. Next is our Holiday Hope Seed. Your life and the pain you're going through is so purposeful. Looking back at that Christmas season when I was in treatment, God knew exactly what he was doing because he would model to us what would become our Holiday Hope program. Run by Tava Wiley and Jen Metz and their dedicated team, Holiday Hope's purpose is to lift the burden for families to allow them to experience hope over the holiday season. We work with social workers that identify families in need with a parent in active treatment, and then our team communicates with them to meet needs and wishes that the family may have. Then our team takes these lists and directly connects them to an organization to purchase off their wish list, wrap, and deliver their gifts the week before Christmas. To offer this support to families is truly the best gift you could ever give. This year, we helped families move. We bought kitchen tables. We purchased gift cards for groceries, presents for each other that otherwise may not have happened, and other simple gifts to allow families to celebrate and be together with zero holiday stress. For our first 5 years, we were able to support one family. Thanks to you, 2 years ago, we supported 3 families. This past year, we invited businesses to join in, allowing us to triple our growth, and we supported 9 families over the holidays. This year, we worked with 5 different businesses, multiple wrapping groups, and several drop-off volunteers. We've created a village of support to lift a huge burden for families over the holiday season. I do see more families facing cancer supported by this in the future, and the growth of this support, believe it or not, Jen and Tava, is limitless. You know me. Our Family Support Seed, the newest and a super exciting branch of Radiant Hope. This spring, we added Megan Baker to our team to lead this charge. We have found that there are many things that can encourage a family, and we have plans to incorporate these things into our family support program. It's one thing to support families at Christmas, but we know cancer is a 24/7, 365 days a year diagnosis, and it's our heart at Radiant Hope to walk with families throughout the year. Our first step has been to add a family photography service. We all know a picture paints 1,000 words and tells a family's story. Radiant Hope has partnered with a wonderful and generous group of photographers that are on standby as we identify families that would be encouraged by a family photo session. Whether your loved one is on a remarkable cancer journey that you want to remember or transitioning into the next phase of their journey, we want to provide you with forever memories. This spring, we took our first pictures, and what a sweet gift that was. We're excited to continue growing this program over the next year, and with your help, we can give this gift to many families. This year, we also started a partnership with Keystone Soccer Club to create a Radiant Hope scholarship program that pays the commitment fee and team fees for a family facing cancer. This year, the scholarship was given to a young female athlete whose dad is facing a terminal cancer diagnosis. This is just one way we've decided to step in and bring hope to families facing a difficult cancer journey. Through our family support program, we plan to add more services such as child birthday parties, family respite days, more partner scholarships, and other ways to assist families during this difficult time in their lives. On the horizon are some up-and-coming support possibilities that we cannot wait to launch that we're working on. These future initiatives will be important support avenues for patients and caregivers. There are so many possibilities beyond the box. This fall, we plan to launch the Pain to Purpose course, a support group style meeting environment that will lead those impacted by cancer through a framework of finding purpose in their pain. Our Radiate Club is in the works as we finalize details, and we're ready to get back face to face with our friends fighting cancer and hope to outline this program in the coming year and launch a dinner and support group style meeting once a month. Also being worked on right now is our web resources page. Our hope for the future is to be the place where every cancer survivor comes to connect. We want our website to tell stories of hope, share resources for other local support that we may not offer, but we know how to connect you to who can. We're working through ways to accomplish this and hope that we can create an ever-changing hub for cancer resources. We plant that seed of hope with the box that shows up on your doorstep, and then we connect you to a holistic approach to facing and fighting your cancer with assistance to practical, family, emotional, spiritual, physical, and educational support. Cancer presents many challenges, and we want to combat these challenges with you with hope, endurance, and encouragement from a team who loves you and cares about you and wants to come alongside of you. You see this box? There's so much beyond it. This box plants a seed of hope. Each box represents far more than one individual. How do you measure the impact we're making? Thousands of individuals in their most pressing and difficult moments of their lives are being met with hope through what we have dedicated our lives to. Simply loving the way we were loved first and comforting those in ways which we were comforted. I can stand up here tonight and I can share the impact we're making on thousands of lives. I can share all the analytical measures, and I can ask you to be a part. I can share of the amazing and perfect growth of our team. And I can tell you about our volunteers and their hearts of gold that just continues to multiply. I can tell you story after story like the ones you heard about God making a way, and all of that is super important. But when we sit at our leadership meetings and we pray over each story that comes our way, I can tell you that that is why we do what we do. And our motivation lies in spreading the eternal hope in Jesus, and that in each life that we touch, and that far outweighs any measure that I can share with you tonight. That impact is a mighty one, and we treasure the opportunity to radiate hope in that difficult place. While stepping into a cancer journey is never something that you want to do, we trust that our paths have crossed yours for a purpose. This is a great privilege, and we hold it to a high standard. We are here, and we are with you in this. We are cheering for you. We want to lift the burden, encourage you, be your friend. We've dedicated our lives to this. The trials that you're suffering and the trials that we've been through are what connect us together. Without difficulty, not one of us would be sitting in this room tonight. You are here because you belong and because you have hope. A hope that was produced because of your suffering. You see, all of this started from one seed of a faithful sister who stepped into my pain and sent me a simple package. That one act of kindness mattered. You in your life will have many of these opportunities. Don't miss them. That box planted a seed that changed everything, and has multiplied into thousands of boxes, planting seeds of hope beyond the box in more hearts than we could ever count. Thank you for being on this journey with us. As we go from this place tonight, know that you are part of our mission spreading, and as cancer grows in our community, so are we, ready to plant seeds of hope with you that last far beyond the box. And in closing, one more video, perhaps one of the most special stories we have to tell this year.
My name is Jen Metz, and I am the Director of Operations for Radiant Hope. I attended the first fundraiser 7 years ago that Radiant Hope had at the Park Night, and as a volunteer, and I guess I never really left. I've been part of the team, the leadership team, since its inception, and I just love it. It's a great joy in my life being part of this team. So I spent 6 years of my life walking beside my mother-in-law and my dad through their cancer stories. And our families just saw firsthand how acts of kindness and acts of service really bring hope and even joy to the hardest days of cancer. So when Radiant Hope began, I just knew I wanted to be a part. I wanted to give back. I wanted to do this in honor of my dad and my mother-in-law, and be able to love people the way we were so loved during those 6 years. This past year, I earned my Radiant Hope Badge of Honor. I was strolling through Wegmans one Friday afternoon, and I had a call from my favorite surgeon who told me that the biopsy that he had taken the week before was positive, and he diagnosed me with cancer. From the minute that call came in, I just had such peace, truly the peace that passes all understanding. You know, at Radiant Hope, we see so many stories. We hear so many stories, and God just gave me such perspective, and I really felt incredibly blessed to be diagnosed with cancer, but one that was so treatable. And I just felt God's peace from the very beginning. It had surgery 10 days later, and 2 months later, I had radiation, and I just felt so loved by my people, my husband and my family, and my amazing tribe of friends who just came beside me and just loved me. My Radiant Hope girls were just amazing, and they invited my closest friends, and we sat around an outdoor fire pit, and they laid hands on me and they prayed for me the night before my surgery. And then in January, I was staying at my parents' house. I was quarantined during my radiation, and they brought me my own Radiant Hope package. So after packing hundreds of packages over the years and praying for cancer patients and caregivers, I had the gift of being a recipient of a care package. I just felt such love and comfort and hope from these women who love Jesus and who know that our only hope comes from Him. It was just such a gift, and just really reinforced that I'm sitting in the right seat, being at this table with these women leading this ministry.
That's a tough one to follow. What a night of stories. Some of the best stories I've heard in a long time. Stories of countless blessings and hope, even in the midst of our darkest days. As a Radiant Hope board member, my name is Nancy McCown, and it is my privilege to hear these kinds of stories each time our board meets, but of course, frequently in between, as I interact with Joanna, as I follow Radiant Hope on social media, and as I hear stories of people in the community who have received packages or other blessings through Radiant Hope. I have my own story as well. It began about 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago actually. Just before I turned 14, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was a 2-year journey of many ups and downs, and sadly she passed away just days before my 16th birthday. We didn't have Radiant Hope back then, or really any similar kind of organization. Family and friends did rally to support our family, but I can't help but wonder how our journey might have been different if there had been an organization like Radiant Hope then. Tonight, you've heard about the difference that Radiant Hope makes in the lives of so many on a daily basis. Of course, you've heard about the boxes. In fact, for many of you, that may be the way that you were first introduced for Radiant Hope. But you've also heard about all the other ways, profound, important, incredibly helpful ways that Radiant Hope provides support and encouragement and hope to families who need it desperately. As Joanna and her team are reaching out to support these families on their cancer journey, I've had a front row seat along with the other board members to watch how all of these things make a true difference. And as I see Joanna continue to cast vision for the organization and where it might head, I want you to know that her heart to bring hope to these families and their suffering is even bigger than you can imagine. And the new possibilities that she dreams of realizing through Radiant Hope are nearly endless, as she said earlier. We didn't confer on what we were talking about, so I wasn't surprised to hear her say that. Trust me, the board's biggest job is to help Joanna adjust her speed just a little bit as she pours out her life to follow God's call to Radiant Hope. So my question for you tonight is, how will you help to write this story? How will you help to bring hope to people who desperately need it? As Radiant Hope's programs and support services to these families grow, so does the need for friends like all of you to join us, to come alongside us and provide financial support and prayer support. Support for those beloved boxes, of course, but also support beyond the box for the myriad ways that Radiant Hope can bring care and hope and support to these families. So tonight I ask you to join my husband and me as we give financially to support Radiant Hope. No gift is too small, and every gift is going to bring hope. But I'd like to ask that if you're able, would you please consider perhaps giving for the first time or maybe more than you have in the past. You've seen, hello, you've seen all of the seeds that have been planted over the last few years, and you've seen the seeds that Joanna and her great team are looking to plant as we move forward in the future. So I ask you to think about how you might give out of what you've been blessed with, and then maybe just a little bit more. I promise you, it will make a difference at the exact right moment to someone who really needs it. So just before I came up here, Kevin let me know, Joanna's husband, let me know that we are getting close to our goal for the night. We set a goal, a very ambitious goal, of $100,000, raising $100,000 for the evening. And just before I came up, we had reached $84,000, which is amazing, so thank you. But there's still time, and I assure you that if we give more than $100,000 tonight, Joanna will find a way to use it, and she will make sure that it brings hope to people who need it. To make a gift, you can write a check, and you can provide it to the folks over at the table where the t-shirts are being sold. You can also use a card and pay that way for a gift. You can give a gift that way. Or you can use the QR codes that are on your tables. There's one on every single table here. All you need is to open up the camera in your phone and hover over the QR code. For those of you who haven't done that before, it's really easy, I promise. You don't even have to feel tech savvy to do it. But if you would be willing to make a gift tonight, if you haven't already, we would be so grateful. And we promise it will make a difference. So for Joanna and her team and the Radiant Hope Board and all of the families who have already been given this wonderful gift and all the families yet to come, we want to say thank you tonight, and we can't wait to see how God works in the year to come. Thank you so much.